So it's Friday, and that can only mean one thing, or well, it can mean five things, because we're going to do a 5-card pick a card from the Halloween Tarot in this very video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. Hope your day's going good. I am Andy, and I'm glad to meet you. If this is the first time, why not hit the old subscribe button? Makes all the difference in the world. Now, a Freaky Friday read is what I sometimes call this. And it is quite a Freaky Friday at the moment because we've got a crazy T-square going on. It is between the Moon conjunct Saturn, Venus in Scorpio and Uranus in Taurus. So at least there's some kind of earthiness going on with that Taurus influence there. But it is a day when things tend to grind to a halt. So it's not the most positive kind of earthiness, you know. It sort of drags us all down a bit. The weekend is going to be a hell of a lot better. And guys, if you're watching in the future, that astrology won't make much sense to you at all. But believe me, friends, the best time to watch these videos is right now when you're drawn to them. You're drawn to these things for a reason. So I've had a good old shuffle of the Halloween Tarot. If I try and do it on camera, I always spill them all over the place. It's a beautiful deck. Look, we've got cats on the backs of all the cards here and spiders. We're in a bit close, there's a spider, and there are, can you see that? There are two fish there. Don't know if it's actually going to focus or not. Might help if I held it still. Don't think it's going to focus, but there's two fishes on the outside and a sort of third eye, an all-seeing eye thing in the middle. So lots of paganistic meaning behind this deck, actually. So really good for a day like this when everything is drawn down to the ground, because as earthy and as grounded as things get, as hard as it can be to make any progress, we are actually very closely in touch with the goddess energy, the earth energy. So friends, if you really feel things aren't getting anywhere, this is a great day actually to look back over the recent past, maybe the long-term past, it's entirely up to you, and just work out how you feel about where things are going, what direction your life is heading in. And you can pick a card now. We'll put the cards on the table, we'll put the camera on the table, and we will do our Freaky Friday Halloween Tarot pick a card 5-card reading. Here we go. Oh, are you ready, friends? Have you picked a card yet? You can pick 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. If I was you, I'd pick all 5, but it's up to you. You've got to be your own psychic with these pick a card readings, and your psyche does know which card to pick, believe me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or any combination of those, it's entirely up to you. And the Orgone Pyramid is shining down some kind of positive vibes on us here. Right, so let's turn over card number 1 and see where we are actually starting this reading. It's the 4 of Bats. Wow, someone's asleep and there's some waking up to do, because there are 3 bats on the wall, but 1 bat is actually down there close to the ground. So 4 of Bats. And that means the 4 of Swords, really. The bats represent the swords in this amazing deck, the Halloween Tarot. I just love this deck. It's kind of crazy. It's very wacky, but it's actually very true to what the tarot is all about. We have got a black cat here, and if you watch my videos regularly, you will no doubt see my beautiful black and slightly white as well, Marcy. She is a Tuck's cat, and she's great fun. And she kind of wakes me up, and she sleeps on top of me on my bed as well. She can't sort of get enough of sleep, really, like a lot of cats. And the pumpkin gentleman here can't get enough of sleep either. But the sword cards are really about how we find our way through the darkness of life, when we, you know, when there's, I don't mean dark sort of evil energy, I mean darkness when we don't know which way to go, when we don't really know what's happening. And it is a bit like that with the cosmic energy as we go into this weekend, as it happens. So the bats represent the swords very well. They're really a fitting representation of the swords, because the swords are the decisions. It's the mental effort that we have to make. And it is air sign energy as well. The element of air. Gemini, Libra and Aquarius are the star signs associated with this card. The stars are twinkling in the window. The moon is looking slightly concerned, but quite serene as well. So lots going on, but nothing really we should worry too much about. This is a time for making some decisions and getting into a state of action, if at all possible. The need for a restful retreat is what this is all about. So if you're not in a sleepy state at the moment, have an early night or something. Do something to get some R&R, just to reinvigorate the mind. It'll help you to make all these decisions that are hanging in the air around you at the moment. It's a kind of an escape to do that, but you need to release the stress. It's all about making a change for the better, and things are going to improve. When you're flat out asleep, the only thing that can really change is you're going to wake up and more is going to happen. So there's a feeling of awakening about this. Very positive card, actually. Looks like quite a negative space. It looks a bit like a mausoleum, but the guy is not dead. He is asleep, and he represents you, dear viewer, if you picked this card. So he will wake up, and look, he's got a nice sort of green cushion down there, suggesting that maybe he's retreated into nature, something like that. But the action happens when the decisions are made, and the decisions are made so much more strongly, so much better, so much more effectively when we have had a decent rest to think about it. So this card is inviting you to take some time off, because that in itself is going to lighten your load. It's going to let you recharge your batteries. You cannot pour from an empty vessel, friends, so recharge those batteries. Stop and rest. Good new ideas are going to take shape that way, and along that the way of that journey, you're going to find that your problems, at least some of your problems, are going to fix themselves on their own. All the other problems, you're going to know what to do about them, so it's going to make a very positive difference indeed. Four of Bats, card number one, and I've got some tourmaline here to go with this one, because it's very well. First card in the suit, no, not the first card in the suit, the first card in the reading, it's the fourth card in the suit. The first card in the reading is the basis, it's where it all gets grounded. For card number two, I've got a little bit of amethyst there. It's quite a dark amethyst, so we should see something about healing in this card. Let's turn it over and find out, discover what it's all about. It's the Five of Ghosts. Straight away, I can see why I was drawn to put this one down in front of the little piece of quite dark, quite deep amethyst that we've got here. This is almost the dark night of the soul. Now, the Five of Ghosts is essentially the Five of Cups, so it's the element of water, and of course it links to the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Ghosts are a really good thing to associate with water. Excuse me, I always run out of words on these things, but I'm trying to put something kind of amazing and spiritual into everyday human words. Not the easiest of things, friends, and you'll know, being on the tarot journey, or even if this is your first time and you just fancy to look into the tarot to see what it's about, you will know that there's always stuff going on, whether that's at a cosmic level or on a worldly level, and a lot of it is unknown to us. Sometimes we have to navigate our way through a lot of craziness. Maybe not even craziness, just a lot of happenings going on, and we have to find our way through life. But the stars are in the sky, brightly lit. The ghosts look rather concerned. They don't look too happy. But this is the element of water. They are very changeable. Pumpkin Gentleman is here again. Lots of leaves around his neck in this card. So very close to nature indeed. And there, of course, is the Black Cat, which we always get with the Halloween Tarot. It's Halloween, and I know it's only September at the moment if you're watching this on the day, but why not? If you like BoJack Horseman, as I do, there's that whole Halloween in January thing in there that Todd invents. And why ever not? I mean, pagan spirituality is for life, not just for Halloween. That's how I'd put it. So we're crying over spilled milk, really. That's the overall meaning of this card. The disappointment, the sorrow associated with this card, though, can be quite real. And actually, when you think about it, spilled milk is real, and spilled milk is something that we all want to avoid as far as possible, because milk costs money, and some say it's good for you. I'm not so sure. Well, almond milk is good for you. I'm not sure about cow's milk, but hey, the jury's out on that. Far be it from me to get sidetracked into that. Pumpkin Man, quite distressed because he's knocked over one of his buckets of water. That's what's happening down here, and it's flowing all over the place. But the ghosts, they look freaked out, but they're basically sympathetic, and that's why they look freaked out. The good news here, though, is that Mr. Pumpkin still has a bucket of water left. He's got one here. He's not too bothered about it. He's too bothered about the one that he's knocked over. So that realization that all is not lost is not quite there yet in this card. But if you pick this card, friends, pretty soon you're going to be counting your blessings, and you're going to be realizing that you have still got something positive to work with, that the universe is your friend, that spirit has your back. Now, the river here is the free-flowing subconscious mind, where all our spiritual machinations, however you say it, where all that stuff happens. But we do need to use our own consciousness to accept our losses, because then we'll actually see the bucket of water that we've still got left, the blessings to count. So there's disappointment here, there's disillusion and sorrow, maybe loss of friendship, maybe loss of love. But valuing what remains after a loss is what this card is urging you to do, friends. There we go, card number 2. So now we come to card number 3. This here is going to be the heart of the matter, and this ought to help us get into fixing things up mode, get us kind of moving forward again. So let's flip it over. What have we here? It's the moon card. Right, now it is actually a full moon coming up just after this weekend. It's not full moon yet, but that is the prevalent energy that's building up at the moment. This card is 2 cards on from, the Tower of Destruction. That's what I'm thinking about. This is 2 cards after the Tower of Destruction. So in the journey of the tarot, and this is major arcana stuff, so it's all about the journey. In the journey of the tarot, things are starting to put themselves right somehow. Looks not too brilliant yet because we've got a crazy wolf going nuts and we've got a skull, but we've got flowers in the garden. We've got a rather freaked out looking pumpkin, reminiscent of this one actually. This one's all nice and peaceful asleep, but this one is waking up and thinking, oh no, smell the coffee, smell the spilt milk. This pumpkin is not looking too happy either. But once we've gone through this situation, things really do turn a corner. Very much like I said for the 4 of bats, the only way is up at this point. So the agonized werewolf is absolutely going mad with the full moon. It's Halloween night in this card, and the fence is bending as he looks towards the cliff where he might feel a little bit more safe if he could just only get up here and get past the fence. But the fence is actually bending, so things are actually looking up. There are hidden dangers, there may be some deception, and there's a lot of mystery about this card. Really, there's that danger which you always get with the moon card of being drawn by a false light. He could easily get spiked on this fence, which wouldn't be too good. It really wouldn't. But, you know, things not being what they seem is the nature of life. It's yet another aspect of life that we've all got to struggle with somehow and find a way of coping with. But intuition, instinct, the subconscious, wildness, all those things are in there with that struggle for sanity. And they're all very positive things around. Positive things in human nature, positive things in earthy nature, in the goddess energy, which is what that pagan view of the tarot that we have from the Halloween deck is all about. All those things are positive. All those things are powerful and energetic, and they're going to be uplifting. Just as things get a bit crazy on full moon, but there is loads of energy. And if we think positive, if we count our blessings, if we wake up a bit, we can make the most of it. And then we can really take things forward. So there, friends, is the heart of the matter. Card number 3, it's the moon. What is card number 4 going to be? Well, it's not going to be, it's here already. It's the 10 of ghosts. And in this scene, there is rather a lot going on. I love these Felix the Cat type things that appear in this deck. Kipling West, the artist, really has a knack for making things look unhappy or cheerful. And there's something pretty funny about this card. But it's the suit of ghosts. Yet again, the element of water, the water sign energy here, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, and those astrological characteristics coming into our reading of this card here. The 10 of ghosts, it's all about celebrating life, really, the joy of life itself. And that is so strongly reflected in the spirit of the whole Halloween tradition. You know, it's party time, basically. The ghosts are kind of hanging around in the sky, smiling this time, and they're having a good old party. So we've completely turned around the Five of Ghosts situation here. This really is a transformation from that into this, and we've gone through that craziness of the moon, where maybe things have hit rock bottom, but the full moon energy is so uplifting. I nearly called it the Fool Moon. In fact, I did call it the Fool Moon very briefly, so maybe that's telling me I ought to be saying that we're starting a new journey here. Well, really, I think we are, because we're into the Ten of Ghosts, we're into the Ten of Cups. Cups are starting to overflow. Energy is becoming very full and practical and useful, as well as being kind of party time to enjoy ourselves. This suit reveals emotions, it reveals love. So this card is pointing to a happy home, dreams coming true, passions and richness of life, really. Lasting happiness, you know. You can find bliss if you haven't already got bliss when this card comes up. Passion for life, good friendships indicated too here, and a lot of love. Card number 4, the Ten of Ghosts. So this brings us, friends, to our outcome card, and we've got some lapis lazuli here, so no doubt there is going to be some kind of spiritual connection going on with this. This is clear quartz, by the way. I don't actually know what this is, but it's really nice, so I always include it in the readings. If you know what this is, let me know, friends. Could be like snapped off calcite or something, but I don't think it is. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think of all this stuff, which cards you picked, how you feel about your card. Let me know in the comments below. It helps our guides get zeroed into each other. It keeps the cookie crumbling and it keeps the ball rolling. So let's roll the ball towards the final card. Queen of Imps. There she is, and looks like everything is strong and steady at this point, because she's got her black cat in front of her, looking straight at us, peering straight at us out of those red cat eyes there, and that is a symbol of kind of hearth and home and things coming together. So this is much more positive than anything we've seen so far, although it's kind of as positive as the Ten of Ghosts, I guess. And it's saying, things are on the up, things are looking good. Of course, she is really the Queen of Wands, because the suit of Imps is a parallel for the suit of Wands. So that's all linked with the element of fire, of course. So the fire signs come into this card: Leo, Sagittarius and Aries. Those astrological energies, those zodiac, those horoscope energies coming in around this card here. And the devilish scarlet imps make a real good equivalent, actually, for the suit of Wands. Really powerful image there, I think. Well, really powerful images with all these cards, but the imps, like all the suits, are very aptly kind of named as a substitute for what the tarot usually represents. Wow, I managed to think of all the words in one go. I don't believe it. So this imp is really adoring the Queen here and offering the Queen a sunflower. Now she is, because she's the Queen of the fire suit, she marvels at the wonders of the world, and she marvels at the wonders of a sunflower as well, which is a fiery kind of thing. It reminds us of the ultimate fire of the sun. So there's fire of creativity here, and contemplation as well. She's able to sit back and contemplate because she's got herself into a comfortable position, largely through hard work. And that isn't always the case with queens and royals, but she's lived life. She's a senior lady. She's lived her life and she knows what life's all about. So she knows where she's headed and she knows why she's heading there. There are 2 lion gargoyles on the throne here, see, for the arms there, and they really represent the control she has over the lower forces of animal nature. And however kind of clever we think we are and however much we learn in life, we are still basically animal in nature, and we do still have those instincts. So it's worth being aware of those, and it's worth, like the Queen of Imps is, it's worth being on top of it, rather than trying to deny it. The black cat here also is kind of a little bit sinister, I guess, but really quite a cheerful character, you know, and cats have that balance, don't they? They've got that balance between the sinister and what is happy, what is cheerful, what is love. Cats are very loving, I think, and you know I love cats, and I know most of you guys do too. Dogs are cool, I love dogs too, but cats are where it's at for me. So we've got this kind, generous, curious kind of a woman, and she's really enjoying the wonders of the world. Success is indicated by this card. Success in everything you're trying to do. Family success, home success, career success, and growing things success. And as we're just coming up to the harvest moon, that idea of success in growing things is very, very positive. I haven't had a great deal of success at growing things this year, although I have got some massive Jerusalem artichokes actually, which are looking fabulous. I only hope there's plenty in the soil, but I guess there will be, because it's harvest moon time coming up in just a couple of days after I post this video. So I'll say it again, guys, do subscribe and look through the videos on my channel. There's a video all about the garden and the cycle of life and the pagan energies that I put up yesterday. Later on this very day, we are going to have a live stream where it'll be my delight to pull cards for you. And as we go through next week, we'll do some stuff about, you know, loosely based on astrology, all esoteric stuff. If you really want to explore the astrology of the moment, which is really powerful and interesting actually, and it'll help you understand why things are kind of stuck this weekend, check out my other channel, For Astro Truth. There will be a link down in the description below to that one. And there is our Friday read, friends. Hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a like on this one. Please leave me a comment. Always good to share the journey with you guys. And look out for those live streams. If you hit the subscribe button and be sure to ring that bell, you won't miss any. So ring the bell and choose all notifications. Then you will not miss a trick. And there are many tricks coming up on this channel all the time. It is my pride and joy to say that. It really is. And it's my pride and joy to work with you guys, the people of the Twig. Why not join us if you haven't already? And so with that, friends, be good to each other. I'll see you again in a future video. Have a great time ahead. Love to you, light, blessings, and peace.